Well, hello, hello, hello. I finally made it. Oh my goodness gracious. I apologize for my tardiness. As it's just about 9:15 p.m. Eastern, actually 9:14 p.m. Eastern time. Super excited to be here with you tonight. Just going to take a moment just to make sure I'm streaming where I need to be streaming and hoping that internet will cooperate tonight, since that's one of the reasons why it's taken me a little while to get here, because internet was not playing very well. So I'm going to just check it and make sure I am streaming on all my platforms. I double checked, triple checked to make sure that I am where I need to be. So I'm hoping that I am. Taking a minute, have a beautiful conversation tonight, getting things going. If you are watching from Twitter, also known as X, please go ahead and hit the heart. Let me know that you are there. I'm going to check in on my YouTube channel, and then I'm going to land on Facebook. And just have an amazing conversation and see what's going on. Share insight with you, help you get to be in the know. As the topic for tonight is Saturn, a stern parent. I always forget to lower the phone. So I am streaming on Facebook, on YouTube. So if you are there, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button and share it out. And I am going to land on my Facebook page. Make sure I am there. Yes, it does say I am there. I am live. Yay. So if you are there with me live, do me a favor and share this out. Let people know that I am on. Share it to your groups. Share it with your friends. Share wherever you want to share it. And then in about 2 minutes, you will have my undivided attention. Then invite some folks in. See who is around tonight. There we go. Invite somebody else. And just again, as I asked, just to share this out as I'm doing the same. Let people know that I am live, and worst case scenario, they can always come back and watch this on the replay. So again, very, very excited to be here with you tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know that if you are here where you're chiming in from, say hello. I should be able to see comments tonight. I'm hoping I'll be able to see comments tonight. In any case, for those of you who do not know who I am, Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. I am the founder of Holistic Fitness and Why. I am also the host of Joanne's Healing Within TV show, which you can watch the first Monday of the month at 10 p.m. Eastern time. And then thereafter, you can watch on all the major platforms. Hold on one second. Of course, we want to cough, right? That would only make the show all the reason to be here. All right. I am your certified and licensed holistic personal trainer. I do work with women. Excuse me. I do work with women over 40 to help them get strong and remind them that weights are their friend. I have been in the health and fitness wellness industry for 40 plus years. And in the last 15 years, I have blended all of many healing modalities into my practice. What does that mean for you? That means you are getting a revolutionized strength training program that's going to be adjusted and personalized with you in mind. Implementing astrology, numerology, Reiki, crystals, essential oil, and let's not forget some energy work. I am also a Reiki master, medical astrologer, master of numerology, card creator, and card reader. So now that I got the formalities out of the way, how are you all doing tonight? What are you all up to? Are you buzzing tonight, or are you feeling a little slow, maybe sluggish, or maybe even tired? And there's a really good reason for that when we think about it in reference to the energy that's going on. And even though it's not necessarily the topic of the night, I do want to bring it to the table, so at least you'll have a better understanding to why you may be feeling a little tired or sluggish and not as motivated as maybe you felt in the last 6 weeks. And that reason is Mars has left Aries and has transit into Taurus. And what that all just means, I'm just trying to get you the date. I do have the date here to give you. That happened on June 9th, which is very recent, and Mars will be in Taurus until July 20th. So we will have about a 6-week period where we are experiencing that Mars Taurus energy. Taurus is a earth sign, so it's slow, it's patient, it's not so quick to get things done, but very, very precise because it is slow and attention focused. Hello there, Linda. How are you, my love? So when we think about that Mars energy, this could be one of the reasons why you may not be in that momentum to get anything done. You'll get things done eventually, just may not be as quickly as when Mars is sitting in Aries energy. So anyway, tonight's topic, as said, it is about Saturn, a stern parent. Now, what exactly does that mean, Saturn, a stern parent? Let me explain to you what Saturn is about first before we dive into it being a stern parent. When we talk about Saturn's energy, Saturn is about your discipline. It's about your structure. When we speak about structure, we speak about your physical body, your structure, and also your structure in reference to your schedule. How structured are you? Do you have a very concrete schedule? Do you have to run on a schedule? Or do you sort of wing it? And either way is fine. And however, if it's for you, in fact, there may be some changes that take place during this period with Saturn being in Pisces. It's also about your foundation, your karmic reset, boundaries, and when we think of all of that, I'm just trying to get all my notes together because I have a whole bunch of notes here because I don't want to leave anything out as we talk about this amazing topic. It's about your responsibilities. It's about hard work. It's about just being in the space of your schedule. When we think about it being in Pisces energy, Pisces is more about being in flow. And when being in flow means that Pisces is free-spirited, dreamers, intuitive, empathy, compassion. So that energy together is quite interesting. And today, we have literally experienced what's called a square between Mercury and Saturn. And for those of you who may not know about Mercury's energy, although by now I think you do know about Mercury's energy, Mercury is the planet of communication. It's about communicating. It's about intelligence. It's about your wit, so to speak. It's about rules. It's about your ability to speak, to listen, to learn, to teach, to express yourself as well. It's also about reasoning and making really, really good decisions, problem solving for that matter. However, being that it's in a square today with Saturn, there may be some resistance to that. Because again, remember, Saturn is about creating boundaries and it's about your structure. It's about your discipline. So there might have been some resistance in today's energy. And that's okay. All okay. Rightfully so. So the big question I want to ask you is take a look at your natal chart and see where you do have Saturn sitting in your natal chart. What house is Saturn in? Because that's going to be the theme. That's going to be the area that you may very well be feeling a lot of energy coming from as we experience this energy with Saturn. After all, if you think about Saturn entering Pisces, that took place on March 7th of 2023. So here we are almost a year later, a year and something months later, and Saturn will sit in Pisces until 2025. To be exact, that date is, I'm going to pull up that date for you as well. Flipping through my notebook. Excuse me. That was very impressive, right? So we think about in regards to Saturn shifting eventually out of Pisces and starting its new astrological energy, that will take place in 2025. And what is that going to mean for us at that point? Well, when we get there, we'll know, right? Aries is about that first house energy. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. Want to get that date for you, and I thought I had it sitting right in front of me. Here we go. So we think about, hello there, Tanya. How are you, my love? So we think about Saturn entering Aries. That will take place May 24th of 2025. So we do have a little while before Saturn does leave out of Pisces. In fact, on June 29th, 2024, which is only a few weeks away, Saturn is going to retrograde in Pisces. And what does that actually mean when it retrogrades? For those of you who are new to that terminology, retrograde, well, let's look at it this way. Retrograde is the process of reviewing, rebooting, recharging, restoring, releasing, and then rebooting back in. So anything that does not serve you based on your schedule, based on your structure, based on bringing things into a boundary. Hold on one sec. As I was just saying, internet today is quite interesting. Anyway, let's see if we can get through this live tonight without much interruptions with internet. So as I was saying, when we think about the Saturn energy going retrograde, it is about a review, a reflection, a releasing, a recharging. And anything that does not serve you, the version of who you are right now, and your schedule, Saturn may very well help you to review it and then release it out. So there's lots of changes occurring with many people's schedules right now because, again, Saturn is about your structure. It's about your schedule. It's about creating boundaries. Where do you need to have more boundaries in your life? Where do you need to be able to say no to certain things and not be afraid that if you say no, that you're going to be terminated from a position, or that perhaps people may look at you differently. And sometimes that's okay. And I always like to believe that if you are terminated from a position because you stood up for yourself, you had a boundary, that's just the universe stepping in to help you, to step you out of that position and into something different. So pay attention to that as well. So as you do come in and join me tonight in this live, I would love to know where you're chiming in from. And if you happen to know your astrology chart, if you happen to have it in front of you, I would love to know where you have Saturn on your chart. What house is Saturn sitting in on your chart? Because again, as I said earlier, Saturn is going to play a big role, and whatever house that's in is going to play a big role for you. Now, at some point tonight, I will be pulling the cards and we'll be talking about all the zodiac signs. Those zodiac signs are going to be represented by the house that it's sitting in. And that will give you some insight to how you can go around and navigate through this season once it's in its retrograde cycle. I'd also like to bring to your attention that when we talk about Saturn being in retrograde, we currently have Pluto in retrograde at this moment. And Pluto has been retrograding for a little while. So at that point in time, when Saturn goes retrograde, we'll have 2 planets sitting in retrograde. And shortly after that, Neptune will retrograde as well. So there's 3 planets, which is known as retrograde season. We'll have 3 planets helping us to really reboot and recharge and release what we really do not need. And I did want to bring to your attention when we talk about Saturn's energy, Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is about your soul's work. It's about fame. It's about your accomplishments. It's about your achievements. It's about your discipline in the work that you're here to do. It's about the connections you make based on the service that you're here to offer to the world. So when we think about that being the sign that Saturn rules, I want to also bring to the table another part of this equation. When we think about all this energy going on with Saturn, on June 21st, 2024, we will experience a full moon in Capricorn energy at 1 degree. Now, if you're not familiar with degrees, let me just explain a little bit to you, not too much to overwhelm you, but just enough to give you some insight. 1 degree means that there's a new beginning, there's a reset. And remember, Saturn is about a reset. And because this full moon in Capricorn is at 1 degree, this full moon is going to help you let go of something to start something up new, because that's what full moon's energies are all about. Now, the amazing and exciting and maybe magical part about this full moon in Capricorn, we're going to get to experience 2 full moons in Capricorn's energy, which is a rarity. And what do I mean by that? We're going to have 2 full moons in Capricorn? Yes, we are. It's going to be sandwiching that Saturn retrograde. So again, the first one is June 21st, 2024 at 1 degree. And then on July 21st of 2024, we will have another full moon Capricorn at 29 degrees. So the first one's at 1 degree, which is about a reset. 29 degrees is about an ending. So whatever is going to be starting up for you, that may be the very thing that comes to an end or begins something else that's going to come to an end. So again, very important to pay attention to where Saturn is on your chart. Saturn is a really big player right now. In addition to these 2 full moons, sandwiching the Saturn retrograde, another piece I want to bring to the table right now, and I know there's a lot of information to take in, and I know you're going to be able to understand it. You may have to come back and rewatch this a few times to really get the gist of it and then put all the pieces together. Let's keep in mind that, as I said a little while ago, Pluto is in retrograde right now in Aquarius. Now, how does this all play a role? Well, it plays a big role. Because when we think about this energy of Aquarius, Aquarius is the vision that we hold. And the vision that you might be holding for yourself now or the vision that you were holding for yourself a while back may be changing. And it might actually be changing right in front of your eyes. I know the vision that I was holding for myself has definitely changed. So I'm kind of curious to know if you're noticing that the vision that you held for yourself is changing. Now, I bring this information to the table because I also want to remind you that on September 1st, 2024, Pluto will backspin in its retrograde in Capricorn. And that's one of the reasons why I'm bringing this to the table. Because now we're going to have Pluto backspinning into Capricorn where it was back in 2019. And what's going to take place during that period of time, that very short period of September 1st to about November 16th, very short window of time, Pluto is going to come through and help you release whatever does not serve your soul's purpose. So again, let's take a look at that Capricorn energy. What is in Capricorn for you? What house does Capricorn sit for you? So if you had to write it all down to get a gist of this all and to be able to put the dots together, the houses I'd like you to look at would be, where is Saturn on your chart? What house is Saturn in? What sign is Saturn in for you? Collectively, it's in Pisces. Then I'd also like you to look at your house placement for Capricorn. Look at your house placement for Capricorn. What planets are in that house placement with Capricorn, if any? And then also look at your 10th house energy. Why your 10th house energy? Well, because your 10th house is ruled by Capricorn. And then if you want to take it one step further, you can also look at your Pluto placement. Where is Pluto on your chart? So I want to just have you sit with that for just a second, just to take that note, just for a second. Give you a minute to take a breath here. And then I'm going to add on to this. All right, by now I'm sure you've taken that breath and you're ready to go again. As I've said, I'm going to add on. So when we do speak about the Saturn energy and all this energy we have going on right now, and the fact that, again, Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius, and why is that such a big thing right now? Because besides Saturn being the ruler of Capricorn, Saturn also is the ruler of Aquarius. So those two energies play a big role. Hello there, Angie. How are you, my love? So those two energies play a big role. So we have this energy where Pluto right now is in retrograde in Aquarius. Reviewing your vision that you hold for yourself, reviewing the collaborations, the connections, and the different people that you're associating with. And bet your dollar that anybody that's not serving your purpose, your vision, Pluto is going to help fade them out in regards to people, places, and things. Then once Pluto does that backspin into Capricorn, again, your soul's work, what you're here to accomplish, your service, whatever doesn't serve that energy, is going to fade out or change for that matter. And that's why this Saturn retrograde is so important, even more so because it's literally sandwiched between two full moons sitting in Capricorn energy, one at 1 degree and the other one at 29 degrees. And again, this might be a lot of energy and information to take in for right now, but I promise you that you can come back and re-listen to this and really take it in. But really importantly, look at your natal chart. Pay attention to where you have these specific placements. Where is Saturn? Where is Pluto? Where is Capricorn? Where is Aquarius on your chart? What house placements are these specific planets and signs at on your chart? Because those will be the spaces, the places that's going to be amplified during this time when we think of this energy. And when we think about just today with that Mercury squaring Saturn, the resistance helping us to really look deeper into our schedules, to really get clear to what do we really want on our schedule? Who do we really want to connect with? Who do we really want to collaborate with? Because you do have choices. And this is the big theme of the Saturn's energy, where again, Saturn, the stern parent, that stern parent that's going to help you make that decision in reference to what is really important for you. What is on your schedule? What are you spending most of your time doing? And does it fill you up? So this is a lot of information, and it's some really great information that I really want you to pay attention to. Because again, and I'll probably do another live talking about this particular topic at a different night, where we move into retrograde season, where we will have multiple planets in retrograde, such as we already have Pluto in its retrograde. Saturn will begin its retrograde by the end of the month, and then Neptune on July 2nd will begin its retrograde. Therefore, we do have moments of rebooting, recharging, revisiting. So I want you to think about the energy of the full moons in Capricorn on June 21st and then July 21st. 1st degree, 29 degrees. Thinking about when we talk about Pluto's energy. For the last 20 years of your life, we're engaged in Pluto's energy in Capricorn. What was going on? And just putting it out there, if you happen to have Capricorn sitting in your 6th house energy, that is a big transformation regarding how you service your body, how you take care of your body, your health, your fitness, your nutrition, your nervous system. So if you have in your 6th house Capricorn sitting in there, know that there's going to be a super revolution going on in that house, having you rethink a lot of things when it comes to your body. You may suddenly start to look at how you fuel your body a lot differently than how you were fueling it before. This is one of the reasons why I speak about revolutionizing your health, fitness, and wellness prescription plan. Because we are moving into a whole different frequency, a whole different vibration, and a lot of things are going to be changing with this energy that we're flowing into. So what I like to do in honor of time, it's just about 9:36 p.m. What I like to do at this point in time is I'm going to pull some cards in honor of the Saturn's energy in reference to where Saturn is right now, which is in Pisces. We'll stay in Pisces during its retrograde. So very important to pay attention to. Just giving myself a little note. I always like to have notes. So how this is going to work is, again, where do you have Saturn on your chart? Saturn collectively is in Pisces energy, helping to bring things more into flow, helping us to have more boundaries, helping us to really look into our schedule and see what's on our schedule, helping us to restructure our structure. Are you that stern with your routine? Are you someone that can just sort of go with the flow and don't need a routine? And how's that really helping you? Are you disciplined enough to get everything you need to get done without having a specific routine? What is the foundation going on? What is the karmic completion about? What is coming to a completion? And sometimes it makes us sad when we know that something's coming to an end. But when something's coming to an end, it means something's going to start up. Something new is about to start up. Or maybe the very thing you've been doing is going to look very different, such as what's happened for me in regards to the work that I do. And just from my background, you can see that that has changed a lot. And if you've been following my story since 2022, you're very much aware of the transition that I have experienced with the work that I'm doing. So I'm going to dive in. And again, you will need to know where Saturn is on your chart to be able to really benefit from this reading. So if you do not know where Saturn is on your chart, or maybe you don't have a chart, feel free to reach out to me. You can put in the comments if you like that you don't have a chart, and you can message me. And I'll be more than happy to connecting with you to help you get your chart. And if you have a chart and you want to put in the comments, because I do see that there's some of you here with me, you want to put in the comments where Saturn is on your chart, what house it's in. I would love to know that. So when I'm reading for that particular placement, I know I'll be reading to you. Like for me, I happen to have Saturn sitting in my 10th house, and it's in Taurus. So Saturn sitting in my 10th house in Taurus. I love it, Angie. Your chart is not in front of you. You have a couple of seconds if you want to go get it to be in front of you. You could do that. So I have Saturn in Taurus. So when I start to read for Taurus, I'm going to know that I'm going to be paying attention to that card that shows up. So how this is going to work and how I'm going to be reading it is based on where Saturn is going to be transiting based on Pisces energy. I'm laughing because I'm reading some of the comments, and Angie had mentioned that's probably in her 4th house, with pretty much everything else was in. So I did a reading with Angie yesterday, and it was quite interesting because a lot of her energy is set in her 4th house. So if you're also interested in getting a reading based on this energy that is coming in, feel free to let me know that too. If you are watching from Facebook, you could just drop in a message. If you are watching from YouTube or X, you can send me an email, healingwithin76@gmail.com, to schedule a astrology reading. This would be a really good time to schedule that reading. In fact, I just did a reading before I popped on tonight, and the client and I had a fun time chatting about her chart and what's going on for her, and I just got this amazing review. Anyway, so let me dive into this because, like I said, I do want to honor everyone's time, including mine, and not be up here so late. So let's dive into Aries energy. So Saturn in Pisces is transiting your 12th house energy. So what this really means for you, without even pulling the card, is that you're in an Aries. Saturn Aries is all about Saturn in Taurus. You're like mine, so pay attention when I get there. So for Aries, this is really about tying up those loose ends. This is about looking into whatever truths that need to show up. Whatever truths that need to show up. It is a little bit about the shadow work as well, and it's about your intuition. So perhaps setting up some boundaries during this time for you Aries, for those of you who do have your Saturn in Aries. All right, so let me get this going. For Aries, your card's in reverse. A reverse card means a couple of things here, guys, ladies and gents, in your 12th house. Interesting. A reverse card means that you want to pay attention because there's some resistance, and you might be feeling that resistance between the Mercury squaring Saturn from today. This card is about resistance in reference to maybe there's something you need to say and you're not saying it because maybe you're afraid to, because if you say and speak your mind, people may not like you so much. Say it anyway. So your card is about domestic harmony, having more harmony in the home. And this makes a lot of sense because if this is your 12th house where Pisces is surfacing right now, transiting, this is about tying up some loose ends. This is about tapping into your intuition. That 22 is reminding you that you are a master builder. You are here to build harmony into your home during this cycle, during this entire series of Saturn transiting Pisces during its retrograde, and utilizing these 2 full moons in Capricorn's energy to help you bring more balance and harmony into your home. Concentrate on your throat chakra so you can begin to express yourself. And say what you need to say and create those boundaries because that's extremely important. That 12th house is about tying up those loose ends and letting things go. And On a denser energy of that, with the Saturn energy, you may find yourself getting overwhelmed and falling into some addictions. Please, please, please stay in your higher vibration, tap into your intuition, and do whatever it is you need to do to keep yourself grounded. That's our Aries energy. Love that. Love that. So for the Taurus out there, and this includes me as well, and again, also understanding that whatever the house that Aries is in, that itself has an additional message as well. It's transiting, with Pisces, it's transiting your 12th house energy. So it may not necessarily be, and it could be your 12th house. If it's in Aries, it's your 12th house energy. I shouldn't say it that way, should I? So, although my Saturn in Taurus is actually in my 10th house, not in my 11th house, but for most people, Taurus could very well be transiting the 11th house, and it could also be transiting other houses as well. So pay attention to that. So if you have Saturn in Taurus, let's see what's going on for Taurus. What do Taurus need to work on so they can have more boundaries? And remember, Taurus is about the physical material possessions. It's about your physical body. It's about how you value your physical body and how you value the physical material possessions that you do own, and it's your relationships. So pay attention to that, and what boundaries do you need to create? There goes your card. This card's been showing up a lot. Listen and truth. So this is about speaking your truth, and this is about listening. Pay attention. Get out of the habit of listening to speak, and get in the habit to listen to listen. Trust your gut intuition, and be in the space of experiencing what you need to experience during this transition. Allow yourself to be embraced with how you value your schedule, with how you value your discipline, with how you value the work that you're here to do. Allow yourself to be in this amazing energy and bring things more into flow by trusting your intuition. Let go of the restrictions and limitations, and just open yourself up and be truthful with all that you can be truthful about. So that's the Taurus card. Love that. Love that. As we move into our Gemini energy, Taurus, Saturn, for those of you who have Saturn in Gemini, in whatever house that is in for you, Pisces is transiting the 10th house energy. Now, that does not necessarily mean that Gemini is in your 10th house. If you have Pisces in Saturn, then yes, that's transiting. So let's see what we need to know for our Gemini's energy in Saturn. So when we think about Gemini, and for you Geminis out there, you have a lot of energy transiting your house right now, just based on Venus, Mercury, the Sun, and of course Jupiter, all sitting in your Gemini segment. So with Pisces and Saturn transiting your 10th house energy, this is really about your experience. And do keep in mind that by June 17th, you'll have Mercury and Venus moving out of that placement and moving into Cancer. And by the 20th, the Sun will also be moving out of Gemini and into Cancer. So you'll only really have Jupiter literally in your sign, and whatever that's transiting at that point in time. That's Jupiter is sitting in Gemini and will be there for the next 12 months. So it's the experience, the expansion, and in order to experience the expansion, what do you need to reset? What do you need? How do you need to discipline yourself? And what do you need to bring more boundaries to? So let's see what Geminis need to know so they can learn, listen, teach, speak, communicate. It's called higher self. Higher self. So this is really for Geminis to connect with their higher self. If you're looking for clarity, if you're looking to get the answers, connect with your higher self. Your higher self gives you all the answers. Your higher self gives you all your answers. Angie, can you see me now and hear me now? I know for a few seconds that my internet went out. So let me know if you can. So when we think about this card, this is about your crown energy. This is about connecting with your higher consciousness. This is about connecting with spirit. This is about connecting with your higher self. That 11 is reminding you that you are here to be the master healer. And you are here to connect with your collaborating tribe. You want to make sure you Geminis are connecting with your tribe, the people that support you on your journey. And as Geminis, remember this energy that we do have Pluto sitting in Aquarius right now. That's that double air energy. And then you got the Saturn energy that rules Aquarius and Capricorn in Pisces. So pay attention to how you want to collaborate. Who is your tribe? What is your vision that you hold for yourself right now? Love that. We move into our Cancers. So Saturn, those who have Saturn in Cancer, and whatever house it's sitting in, I want you to pay attention. Hello there, Cheryl. How are you, my love? You have Saturn in Cancer. What does this mean for you? What does this mean for you? So Saturn in Cancer, to start off with, is home. That's what Saturn, what Cancer is, home. Home could be your career, it could be your family, it could be your body. And Saturn being there, and depending on what house it's sitting in, know that Pisces is transiting, helping you to bring more flow. So bringing more discipline, bringing more structure into your home, into your body, into your work. And that's the double water energy between the Cancer and Pisces. And remembering that for you Cancers, that double full moon we have going on, that's in your opposition sign. So really pay attention to that 1 degree Capricorn full moon on June 21st and see what reset comes through. And then pay attention to when we experience the full moon in Capricorn again on July 21st at 29 degrees to see what you're going to be releasing, what's going to be ending since you brought something in new. So let's see what we have in store for our Cancers. All right, our Cancers. Cancers, this is about new relationships. New relationship. And that makes a lot of sense because when we think about the Saturn energy, perhaps you may be setting up some new boundaries, which means you're going to be you're going to be connecting with your tribe, the people that really support you. This could also be about a better relationship at home with family, and maybe even establishing better relationships with people you work with. So all three of those energies may very well be flowing for you. The red energy is about your root chakra. So this is about allowing yourself to bring yourself back into balance. Two things I want to remind you: breathe, because again, once the sun transits out of Gemini and moves into Cancer, you're going to have a lot of energy on your house. You'll have Mercury and you'll have Venus and the sun sitting in Cancer. And then when we do experience those full moons, that's going to be in Capricorn, which is your opposite energy, there's a lot going on there for you. So there's about a lot of letting go, there's about travel, there's about higher wisdom and connecting with new relationships. This 2-8 energy is 10. That's your soul's work. That's your soul's work. That's very much associated with the Capricorn energy, the 10th house energy. So I want you again, pay attention to that 10th house because it is the opposition of the Cancer house as Capricorn is. So pay attention to that and pay attention to those new relationships that's coming in. You may already be starting to experience that right now. Love that for our Cancers. Now, again, this is about, for those of you just tuning in right now, I am focusing in on the Saturn energy. If you have your natal chart, I would love to know where you have Saturn, what house, and what sign Saturn is in on your chart, because that's the energy we are working on. So when I am running through the zodiac signs, it's focused on Saturn. This is not about your moon or your rising or your ascending. This is really about Saturn's energy. So wherever you have Saturn, and whatever sign and whatever house Saturn is in for you, or where Saturn is at for you. And you may very well have other planets sitting in that placement as well. So it might not just be Saturn. You may be one of those lucky ones that have multiple planets going on in that placement. Just looking at some of the comments. So Cheryl has second house in Sagittarius. So Cheryl, you have your Saturn in your second house in Sagittarius. Love that. So hang in there. I didn't do the reading for Sagittarius just yet. So hang in there. And I'm loving that second house, because second house is all about your physical material possessions. It's how you value yourself. It's definitely about money. It's definitely about your physical body as well. I always bring that into the equation. Anytime we talk about that second house, which is associated with Taurus. So yes. And another thing I want to throw into the equation, just to confuse you some more, and I'm going to pull the card for Leo. When you are looking at your placements, look at the house that it's in. And then when you come back and then revisit this reading and look at the house, because the house represents another zodiac sign. So for example, as Cheryl just pointed out, she has second house in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is associated with the ninth house. Second house is associated with Taurus. So can you follow what I'm saying? So you can actually work with true cards here based on the house placement and based on the zodiac sign, if that's not too confusing. So I'm going to read for Leo now. So we talk about Saturn being in Leo. Remember, Leo is about change. It's about freedom. It's about charisma. It's about courageousness, so you can make the changes you want to make. So it's about making sure you're having fun and being adventurous, creative, self-expressive, and your sensuality shows up. Now with Saturn there, Saturn may be playing in regards to bringing more things into flow for you and helping you to set more boundaries, so you're not all over the place, even though Leos do like to have fun. All right, so let's see what our Leos need to know for today. Leo. For you Leos, your card's in reverse, so it's about your solar plex energy. What I'm hearing here is to trust the process. Trust the process with Saturn being in Leo for you. Trust that whatever house it's in, that there's definitely some flow moving in, because again, Saturn in Pisces in this retrograde is really about bringing more flow into your life. It's about your power. Being powerful during this time. Do not get intimidated based off all the changes that come in. Allow yourself just to be more in flow with the changes that are coming in. That 4-4 energy, that's your 8. This is about balance. It's about harmony. This is definitely about letting things go. That 8 energy is your transformation that's coming through, so you could be more powerful. Remember the cards in reverse though, so you may have a little resistance with Saturn being in Leo in your chart right now and things coming into flow. What do you need to be more structured on? Because again, Leos like to have fun. They like to just fly with the wind. So bringing more things into structure may activate more power. Love that for our Leos. All right, we move into our Virgos. So those of you who have Saturn in Virgo, this is for you. And I want to make a note that when we talk about Saturn in Virgo and Pisces being in Virgo, Saturn being in Pisces, that's an opposition. So there's a little bit of resistance there to start off with, because there's an opposition. They're in like a push-pull energy. So you may feel the need to want to structure yourself and organize, and then at the same time there may be a need to want to have boundaries to all of that. So bringing more balance into your life while you have Saturn in Virgo in regards to organizing yourself, restructuring yourself, and also understand when we talk about Virgo energy, Virgo is not just about your schedule and organizing. Virgo is about your nervous system and your physical body. So you want to pay attention to that. Virgo is the ruler of the 6th house energy. So pay attention to that. So if any of you have any of the signs I've already spoken about in the 6th house, know that's a representation of Virgo's energy as well. And I know they get a little confusing, but this is the reason why getting a reading is really important, because I can zoom in on the different things that's going on in your life and give you a better understanding to what is actually going on and how this energy is going to work for you and how to navigate through this energy. All right, so for our Virgos, what do Virgos need to know? Which chakra is going to come up that they have to work on? All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it for the boys. I don't know why that song just popped into my head. And excuse the voice. Oh boy. Silliness, silliness. All right, so our Virgos, solar plex energy. Seems to be a lot of solar plex energy showing up today. So you Virgos, this is about your creativity. Bringing more balance into your life, having more boundaries, being more structured, being more organized. Sometimes, depending on you Virgos that have the Saturn energy, organization may not be your best skill. So in order to have more organization and to tap into your creativity, you need to organize, organize, organize. Love that number 66 because it's 12, which is so perfectly aligned with where Saturn is, collectively speaking, in Pisces. This is about bringing things into flow. This is really about your schedule. This is really about your routine, your organization. So trust this process. Tap into your intuition. Allow yourself to stretch and allow your creativity to show up. Love that. Hello there, Anne. How are you? No, I'm here live. You didn't miss me. Didn't miss me. I am here. How are you, Anne? So, Anne, just so you have an idea of what we're doing tonight we're chatting about Saturn's energy. The topic for tonight is Saturn, a stern parent. And what that just means is that with Saturn's energy currently, there's a lot going on with Saturn. Saturn is about our structure, our discipline, our responsibilities, our boundaries, a reset, karmic reset for that matter. And wherever you have Saturn on your chart, whatever house and whatever sign, that's going to be what's going to be amplified throughout this entire period of time. Saturn entered Pisces on March 7th of 2023 and will be transiting out of Pisces in 2025. And we do have a retrograde coming through, and that will be taking place on June 29th, sandwiched between two full moons. Both of those full moons are in Capricorn. That is a really big part of this equation, ladies and gents, is that this Saturn retrograde is sandwiched between two full moons, and both of those full moons are in Capricorn. A rarity, people. So we're going to be moving into our Libra energy. So for those of you who do have Saturn in Libra, what do you need to know? This is definitely about your health, fitness, and wellness. This is about your body. This is about your schedule. This is about organizing. This is about structure. This is about bringing all that into play. So paying attention to that. If you have Saturn in Libra, you need to have more balance. Balance, 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 balance. You need harmony. You need to feel quiet. You need to schedule that all in, because with Saturn transiting Pisces, this really is about your schedule. This is about taking time to take care of you. Bringing more balance into your mind, body, and heart is what I just heard. Let's see what Libras need to know. Surrender. So there's definitely something you Libras need to surrender. You have to let it go, because if not, it's going to throw off your schedule. So whatever it is that you're holding on to, maybe you're working too many hours, maybe you're not taking enough time to take care of yourself. Surrender. Give it away. Heart chakra here is about maybe there's some anxiety, maybe there's some restriction, maybe there's some breathing issues going on. So really allow yourself to surrender so you can be more in service, more in your schedule, more in relaxation, taking care of yourself, bringing more balance into your life. Hello there, Christine. How are you, my love? That 6-8 energy reduces to a 5. So this is definitely about some sort of change that you're going to need to make. With Saturn in Libra on your chart, this is really about a change. You need to surrender something. Changes are coming through. Saturn in its retrograde is going to shift things around and restructure your schedule. So surrender, 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 surrender. Should I say that one more time for you Libras? And remembering as you are coming in, if you're coming in and you have your natal chart in front of you, or you have your natal chart somewhere, I would love to know where you have Saturn on your chart, because that's what we're talking about for tonight. Saturn's energy. Where is it on your chart? What sign and what house is Saturn in? Because that's what's going to be amplified between now. Like literally, when we talk about the Saturn energy, Saturn since March 7th of 2023 is when Saturn entered Pisces. So from that period of time to present date is when we've been experiencing many changes in our structure, in our discipline, in our schedules, in our foundation, karmic completion for that matter. Being in Pisces is about bringing things more into flow. And we're going to be experiencing this energy right through 2025. Now I had my pencil, my pen on the date, and of course I took my pen away. Maybe I can get to it quicker. I'm almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. There we go. I really need to just fold the sheet. So just for you guys who are just popping in right now, I want you to have this date. Saturn will stay in Pisces right until May 24th of 2025. Before it does transit into Aries, we are going to experience this retrograde that takes place on June 29th. That's not too far away. This retrograde is really going to come in and sweep things that does not serve your schedule. So it's really, really important to know where you have Saturn on your chart. What house? What sign? Because that's going to be lit up for you between now to the actual moment of when Saturn moves out of Pisces. It will be ending its astrological year because Pisces is the last zodiac sign, and it will start up another zodiac energies. So this is really big, big energy for us. So really, I want you to know, I want you to look at your chart. If you don't know, if you do not know, if you do not know where you have Saturn in your chart and what sign Saturn's at, what sign Saturn is in or what house it's in, please, please, please go to your chart. If you don't have a chart, message me. I will help you get a chart, and we can schedule a session together, and we can take a deep dive into this energy for you. I'm moving into Scorpio's energy right now, so those of you who do have Saturn in Scorpio, let's find out what's in store for you. When we talk about Scorpio energy within itself, it's about transformations. It's about letting things go and beginning new things and transforming. It is about your shadow work as well. So let's see, with Saturn and Scorpio on your chart, how will Saturn in Pisces bring things more into flow? What changes will you be experiencing? How will you gain your freedom? Will you be courageous enough to gain your freedom? Where can you be more sensual? Where can you be more creative? Where can you have more fun? So let's see for our Scorpios. Yes. So Cheryl, I know that you are a Scorpio sun. Keep in mind that you are Sagittarius Saturn. So this does not really apply to you based on the Saturn energy, but I get what you're saying. Like, come on, Scorpios. I get that, I get that, I get that. All right, Christine, if you're still here with me, let me know what sign you have Saturn and what house Saturn is in for you. All right, our Scorpio card. Scorpio. All right, Scorpio. Grab a chart, grab a seat, grab a seat. Scorpio, it's about career change. So yes, when we talk about our schedules, when we talk about karmic completion, as a Scorpio with Saturn's energy, this may be your time where you're going to change careers. You may decide that whatever you've been doing for the last, 20 years, no longer serves you. Remember these 2 full moons that I'm talking about? That's literally sandwiching the Saturn retrograde in Capricorn. So this is about your work. This is about your soul's work. Something that for the last maybe 20 years, you've outgrown. So a career change is on its way. Third eye energy, the vision you hold for yourself. What does that vision look like, and has it changed? That 7 energy is about allowing yourself to bring more balance into your life. So perhaps a career that will bring more balance into your life. There is massive change coming in for our Scorpios. Massive change. Nevertheless, when we talk about our Scorpio energy, keep in mind that Pluto is the ruler to Scorpio. So that itself is a big energy right there. And all this energy we have going on with Pluto in retrograde in Aquarius and then going to backspin into Capricorn on September 1st, you Scorpios are definitely feeling that. All right, we're going to move into our Sagittarius because I know that Cheryl is waiting very patiently to know what's going on for her with her Saturn in Sagittarius. Hello there, Donna. How are you, my love? Well, let's find out for our Sagittarius. This is about home. This is about where Saturn in Pisces transiting the fourth house. This is your home. This is your work. This is your body. This is family. Family. I'm going to say that one more time. Family. As Sagittarius is about the higher wisdom. Sagittarius is about the traveling in your dream stage. Sagittarius is that transformation, letting things go. Where do you need to have boundaries when it comes to your family? That's what's coming up. Let's see what card shows up for you, Sagittarius. And Cheryl, you have Sagittarius again. My comments have gone up. With the Cheryl, second house. So that makes a lot of sense because if you have it in your second house, and Saturn in Pisces is transiting the fourth house energy, this is about your relationships with family. So resetting some boundaries, perhaps. Does that make sense to you? Let me know if that makes sense to you. Let's see what card shows up. Resetting some boundaries, completing something, having a conversation. Communication is key to everything, people. Everything. When you shut down communication, you're literally blocking your entire chakra system because communication is really key. If there's something you need to communicate, and this is not just for our Sagittarius energy, this is for all of us. If there's something that you need to say that's sitting heavy on your heart, it's a good time to say it. Because by not saying it, you're only causing harm to yourself. Just putting it out there. All right, for our Sagittarius. Sagittarius, your card's in reverse. It is about the crown energy, so this is really stepping into your higher self, which makes sense, your higher consciousness. It's a new beginning. A new beginning. So Saturn transiting Pisces, bringing more things into flow, is definitely going to help you bring a new beginning in. Remember, you're the one that has to do the work, though. If you want a new beginning in a relationship, a friendship, a family, whatever it is, it's your time to start setting those boundaries, completing whatever you need to complete. Let go of the grudges is what I just heard. That 10 energy is the work you're here to do. So remember those 2 full moons, one at 1 degree, which is about a new beginning, a reset, and the second one that's on July 21st is 29 degrees, which means something's coming to an end. And I know that sounds a little funny, right? So within 30 days, there's going to be a lot of energy in that Capricorn associated with that work that you're here to do. Remember the cards in reverse, though? So there is a little resistance to that new beginning coming in. So work it, work it, work it. Let me know how that resonates with you. I would love to know that. How does that resonate with you, Cheryl? Hello there, Rebecca. How are you, my love? All right, we're moving into Capricorn energy. For those of you who are just tuning in with me now live, welcome, welcome, welcome. Loving the fact that you're all here with me tonight. This is really a great time to be here, considering it's late. Anyway, so for those of you who are popping in, just going to give you some insight to what's going on. I am giving insight based on the Saturn energy we have in Pisces. There's a lot going on with Saturn. And Saturn is about your structure, your discipline, your responsibilities, your schedule, your boundaries, the karmic completion and reset. Now, where do you have Saturn in your chart? What house and what zodiac sign is Saturn in on your natal chart? Now, if you don't have a natal chart, I recommend that you reach out to me to get one because this is important for you to know what's going to be lit up for you moving into 2024, 2025, because Saturn will sit in Pisces until 2025, and we have this massive retrograde going on, which starts on June 29th. Saturn being in retrograde in Pisces. And once I finish doing the readings for all zodiac sign, I will give you some more insight to how long that retrograde period lasts, because I do have that, but I have to ruffle through my notes. All right, so our Capricorns. Oh, you Capricorns, take a breath. Take a breath. If you have Saturn in Capricorn, take a breath. Take a breath, because this is transiting, Pisces is transiting the third house energy, which is about your experience, it's about your communication, it's about speaking up, it's about what you're learning, it's about what you're saying. That's what this is all about for you. So Saturn in Capricorn, in the ruling house, oh my goodness gracious. If that is you, I want you to reach out to me. If you have Saturn in Capricorn on your chart, doesn't matter what house it's in, I want you to reach out to me. You are going to receive a complimentary Reiki session. So anyone that has Saturn in Capricorn, you will receive a complimentary Reiki session. All you have to do is reach out to me, and please reach out to me within the next 24 hours to 48 hours. This way I can get you on my schedule. That's anyone who has Saturn in Capricorn. You will need to know your chart to redeem this session. All right, so our Capricorns, that's some heavy energy. I need a drink for that one. And why is that energy so heavy? Because again, we have this double full moon in Capricorn energy sandwiching that Saturn retrograde. Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. At least one of the rulers. Saturn's also the ruler of Aquarius. But the energy is really being emphasized on Capricorn right now. So those Capricorns those who have Saturn in Capricorn, you're really feeling this. And let me not discard the fact that whatever your sun, moon, and ascending sign is, if you happen to have Capricorn in your sun, moon, and ascending sign, you're going to be feeling this energy big time as well. Just that for tonight, the cards are being read for the Saturn energy, so it's not too overwhelming, because this can get a little overwhelming. All right, let's pull that card for Capricorn. So Capricorn, it's about health, and that makes a lot of sense, because it's restructuring you. It's a karmic completion. It's your discipline. It's your structure. It's your foundation. So this is really an important time to take care of your health. This is extremely important to take care of your health. Now, especially if you happen to have Saturn in Capricorn in your 6th house. So I want you to pay attention to that. If you have Saturn in Capricorn in your 6th house, I want you to pay attention to that. I want you to pay attention to that, because that's about your health. That's about your health. It's really important for you to take care of yourself during this retrograde period and right through the time when Saturn moves out of Pisces. This is about your health. The sacral energy is all about tapping into your childhood wounds and working through all your judgment, shame, guilt, and blame. That 33 is one of the master numbers. It's the sacrificer. What are you sacrificing? And why are you sacrificing your health? That's the card for Capricorn. I'm going to leave it there. All right, our Aquarius. So you Aquarius with Saturn in Pisces, transiting your 2nd house. It's all about your relationships, your partnerships, how you value your physical material world, how you value yourself, how you value your money. And keep in mind, again, as I said before, Pluto is in Aquarius right now in retrograde. So it's your vision. It's that transformation. Things are changing up for you. Things are changing up for you. Things are not looking the same way it looked before. You will definitely get a reprieve once Pluto spins back into Capricorn from September 1st through November 16th. You'll have that 2-month period to really breathe. And for now, just allow yourself to be open to the visions changing, because there's massive transformations coming in. Saturn is extremely important in reference to you setting a boundary. Taking care of yourself. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see what we need to. Oh, the card flew out for Aquarius. Forgiveness. That's a biggie. So through this energy where Saturn is in Pisces and Pluto is in retrograde in Aquarius, this is your time to forgive. Who do you need to forgive? Do you need to forgive yourself? Most of the time when there's forgiveness happening, we need to forgive ourselves first. That double nine is reminding you that you need to let go of whatever you're holding on to. It doesn't serve your purpose to hold on to anything such as resentment, anger, frustration. Doesn't serve you. Let it go. Let it go, let it go. Tap into your crown so you can be more in your higher awareness, higher consciousness, higher knowing, and move into forgiveness. Allow the Saturn in Pisces energy, that stern parent during this retrograde period, to help you find that forgiveness that you need so you can let go of what you don't need. Love that for our Aquarius. All right, last but not least, our Saturns in Pisces. Well, 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 well. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing since March 7th of 2023? How are you guys doing? What has changed for you? What is everything looking like for you? And during this retrograde cycle, as of June 29th, get ready, buckle up, buckle up, buckle up. Massive new things coming in for you. Massive new things coming in. A new way of seeing yourself, new boundaries, new people, new collaborations. So many new and amazing things coming through for you. By time Saturn transits out of Pisces and moves into Aries, you're probably not going to be able to recognize yourself. Those who carry your Saturn in Pisces. I'm going to say this also, those who have Saturn in Pisces in 6th house. That 6th house energy is very important because that 6th house energy is about your health. It's about your body. It's about revising the way you connect with food, the way you connect with your body, the way you connect with meditation. That 6th house is very important. So anyone who has Saturn in Pisces in 6th house, I want you to also reach out to me as well for a complimentary Reiki session, because that 6th house is big. That 6th house is big. This is time when things are going to shift with your health. This is where you're going to become more conscious about your health, becoming more in tune with how to connect with food intuitively without being concerned about tracking calories or overdoing yourself just so you can burn more calories than you're putting in. So there's lots of new things taking place for those Pisces. All right, let's see what Pisces need to know. Pisces. Manifestation, and it's purple. So this is the crown. This is the higher wisdom. This is your intuition. Manifesting. Now, if you know anything about manifesting, and if you don't, let me explain. When you're looking to manifest anything, there requires action. It's not just about writing a bunch of things down on a piece of paper and saying a bunch of affirmations and wishing it to come true. It's not just about ask, receive, believe. It's about ask, receive, action, believe. You need the action in order to receive it. If you don't do the action, it's not going to manifest. And understanding with Saturn and Pisces, this is about a new way of doing things. So pay attention to whatever it is you thought you wanted to manifest, because it may be different and it may no longer be aligned with you. That's a big part of these transitions that we're experiencing with Pluto and Saturn, and once again Neptune getting ready to do its retrogrades. What you used to want to manifest may no longer really be aligned with you. That 19 transits to a 1. This is a new beginning. After all, Saturn's in your sign. Saturn's helping you to bring things more into flow. Intuition, your psychic abilities, your empathy, all your psychic gifts. And setting some serious boundaries, because otherwise, I was just having this, excuse background noise. I was just having this conversation with my recent client that I worked with earlier. As healers, as practitioners who work on energy work, it's so important to make sure you are taking care of yourself in the process of taking care of others. So you really want to manage your time. So if you have a day like I had yesterday, I worked throughout the day. I had 3 healing sessions. So that meant today I had to really take care of myself. I had to rest because I had a lot of healing work yesterday. Today was more physical work. So again, for those of you who do energy work, not just for our Saturns and Pisces, but all of us, you really have to take care of yourself. You got to nurture yourself. You got to rest. You got to hydrate. You got to get those electrolytes in. And more importantly, you want to move your body. Strength train for my women over 40, because that's what's going to get the energy to move. So That's our Pisces card. I love that. I want to thank you all so much for being here with me tonight, spending your Wednesday evening with me. I do appreciate all of you. I do want to bring and share a little bit more before I end tonight's conversation. I know we started a little late and we're still a little over, but that's okay. So I just want to remind you, if you are a daredevil and you want to come back and re-watch this video and apply this to your sun, moon, and ascending sign, feel free to do so. That would then mean you would have about 5 cards to work with. Okay? Assuming you have um, different zodiac signs for each one. May not be the case. In any case, whatever the case is, if you're interested in getting to know more about your astrology chart so you can navigate through this whole energy aspect and really benefit from the Saturn's energy and utilize these double full moons that's sandwiching Saturn, I invite you to reach out to me to schedule an astrology reading. It will definitely be worth your while. It's a recorded reading for you so you can have it, utilize it, and really put it into action. Because that's what this is really about. Learning how to navigate through your system, because our planet is very much associated with our energies. And every one of us are experiencing some major transition going on in our lives. Saturn is getting ready to restructure all of us. Our foundation, our karmic completions, our boundaries, everything. Being in Pisces, the 12th zodiac sign, ending a cycle, because Saturn spends 2.5 years to 3 years in a sign. Now, I did say I was going to give you a date to the retrograde period. I do have that date here. I just have to shuffle through my notes because I do want you to know that in regards to the retrograde period, Saturn will retrograde from June 29th, 2024 to November 15th of 2025. So it is a really long period of time that Saturn's going to be in retrograde, mostly right through the time before it does enter into, or past the time it enters into Aries. Interesting enough, isn't that? Isn't that interesting? So paying attention to this energy and learning how to navigate through this energy. We will be going through a retrograde cycle, like I mentioned earlier. By July 2nd, we will have 3 planets sitting in retrograde: Pluto, Saturn, and Neptune. I will come back and do a live about that, about how these planets are all in retrograde and how they're helping you. Remember, the word retrograde is really about your reset. Your reset, you're revisiting, you're rebooting, you're recharging, releasing, so you can bring things back that need to come back. I'm just going to look at the comments, see if I need to say anything more. And if not, I'll be letting everybody go. Cheryl, you are so welcome. I appreciate you. And for those of you who are still here with me, do me a favor, one last favor before you leave for the night. Share this page out. Please, I'd appreciate that. Share, 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 share. Sharing is caring. You can also share this out on the replay as well. Anytime you want to share it is fine by me. I do appreciate all of you, and I will be coming back and sharing some more as we get closer to these many planets retrograde. If you have any questions, comments, or you'd like to schedule a session with me, if you are watching through Facebook, please just message me. If you're watching through Facebook, then you are friends with me, so message me. If you are watching through YouTube or X, email healingwithin76@gmail.com and just put in the memo that Saturn, a stern parent, and I'll know that you're talking about this show here. And those of you who do have Saturn in Capricorn, remember to schedule that complimentary Reiki treatment. And those of you who have Saturn in Pisces, especially 6th house, very important. All right. I thank you all so much. I'll connect with you soon. Have a great night or day wherever you are in the world. Let me end this. Where's my little flipping thing? Ah, there we go. I need some ending music to jump off, to say goodbye. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Anne. And Anne, do me a favor. Just go ahead and share this out if you have not already. I'd appreciate that. And everybody else, have an amazing night.